The story begins with a man who is the world's greatest assassin. After serving as a tool for an organization for a long time, he finally decides to retire and train new assassins. However, when he boards a plane, members of his own organization betray him and set him up to be silenced. Accepting his fate, our hero reflects on his loyalty to the organization, only to find himself being taken to a goddess's domain as he dies. In this domain, the goddess presents him with two options. The first is to have his soul cleansed and recycled like all the others, while the second is to be reincarnated in a magical world with all his memories and knowledge intact. Knowing he cannot fulfill the dreams of every otaku lover, our protagonist realizes that the goddess wants him to assassinate the hero of the magical world. This is because once the hero defeats the Demon King, he himself will bring chaos to the world, leading to its destruction. Understanding the goddess's intentions and having nothing to lose, our hero accepts the mission. He knows that facing the powerful hero, who possesses 30 high-level skills, will not be an easy task. The goddess, limited in her abilities, grants our hero 5 skills of his choosing. Instead of selecting the most overpowered or destructive skills, he chooses those that are most suited to him, allowing him to become versatile in various roles. Once he has chosen his abilities and the elements he will manipulate, he is sent to the other world. Unlike his previous life, he does not plan to be a tool this time. Instead, he aims to find happiness. Reborn is the son of a noble family of assassins. His parents, a beautiful lady and her husband Dee, name him Lu and raise him to become strong. Years pass, and Lu, with the knowledge of his past life, becomes an excellent hunter and skilled cook. As his body grows, he ensures he consumes the best ingredients to provide optimal nutrition. The assassins, who are also renowned physicians in the kingdom, monitor his physical development. Lu's father teaches him about medicine and assassination techniques, intending to eliminate the evil that plagues the kingdom. Once Lu reaches a certain age, his father grants him the eyes of the Yu, obtained through a magical surgery. With these eyes, he can perceive the mana of others and have enhanced long-distance vision, an ideal tool for assassination. After the operation, Lu's mother realizes that he is becoming more independent and treats him less like a baby. Regaining his sight, Lu possesses magical eyes capable of long-range vision and mana detection. Now that he is older, his father arranges a teacher to instruct him in magic. However, before meeting the teacher, Lu's mother whimsically dresses him as a woman. To his surprise, his teacher turns out to be a girl from another kingdom named Daya by Corneos, who mistakes him for a girl due to his appearance. Daya revealed herself to be one of the most talented sorcerers in her kingdom, impressing Lu with her magical abilities. After their introductions, Daya expressed her curiosity about the amount of Lu's mana. She used a special stone called the Pain Stone to measure it. When Lu used the stone, it seemed to show great potential. By combining 2 of his chosen skills, his mana was multiplied by 1,000, causing the stone to explode. Ant taught Lu how to use magic, and he discovered that when casting spells, symbols appeared in his mind. To use these spells, he had to pronounce the symbols correctly. However, since the symbols were in a different language and difficult to pronounce, Lu faced challenges. He dedicated time to study the symbols and their pronunciation. Some nights, he would sleep with Daya as they had grown close over time. During this period, Lu learned some spells and realized that he didn't necessarily need the symbols in his mind to create spells. By understanding the properties of minerals and converting them into symbols, they could create more spells. Using this knowledge, they even managed to create gold. As time went on, they continued their daily lives and learned to create firearms using their spells. With a large amount of mana at their disposal, Lu could create more powerful spells, although he still needed to refine them. After 2 weeks, Daya, despite not wanting to leave, had to return to her kingdom. As a parting gift, Lu gave her a titanium knife, and she gave him a stone in return. They promised to find each other whenever needed. The following day, Lu's father took him to a place to commit his first murder. Though Lu had previous experience, he felt hesitant, but he ultimately killed the merciless murderer. Back in the city, while Lu's mother dealt with his tantrums, Lu was searching for someone with mana to become his ally. However, he couldn't find anyone useful. One day, as Lu was heading to get married, he heard that some wolves were attacking prey. He decided to investigate and discovered a girl named Tarth being attacked. Lu intervened and easily defeated the entire pack of wolves. After interrogating Tarth, he learned that she came from a poor family that had no food. Since food was scarce, especially in winter, Lu and his family decided to provide her with shelter and nourishment. During their conversation, Tarth mentioned a dream where a meeting would change her life. Intrigued, Lu explained to her what mana was and proposed that she accompany him so she would never go hungry again. In exchange, she would assist him in his work. Upon seeing that Lu was a good person, Tarth ended up accepting his offer and became a servant of the lighthouse. However, Lu and his father initially didn't trust her completely. They found it suspicious how conveniently Lu had found Tarth. But through her behavior and gestures, she seemed genuine and not deceitful. After discussing the matter, Lu's father challenged him to a fight to test if he was ready to become an assassin. In the battle, they both gave it their all, and although Lu was expected to easily win, his father, being a skilled killer himself, had the upper hand. However, in a surprising turn, Lu managed to defeat his father and prove himself. With Lu now prepared, his father took him on missions to assassinate corrupt nobles, eliminating many wrongdoers. Lu's exceptional skills in murder impressed his father, who threw a party to celebrate. It was during this time that Lu would undergo the final test to become the leader of the Torrid Lands. The news of the chief's son becoming the successor brought happiness to everyone, except for a guy named Rana. Rana believed he was more suitable for the position and challenged Lu. Despite not liking Rana, Lu managed to convince him to become his ally in the future, after humiliating him in front of everyone. The next day, as Lu prepared to leave for his mission, his family bid him farewell, knowing he would be gone for 2 years. In the city of Molding, Lu assumed the identity of Valor, a merchant. To avoid suspicion, Mr. Valor, the owner of the company, registered Lu as his son, as he owed a favor to Lu's father. Meanwhile, in the city of Multio, there were orphan girls trying to make a living as tourist guides. Under the leadership of Maha, they managed to sustain themselves and planned to continue working to buy more uniforms and eventually rent a home. However, one rainy night, they were captured by a group of men and taken to an orphanage of sorts. The conditions were dire, with barely enough food and forced labor. Worst of all, they were forced into sexual relationships with strangers for profit. One of the girls even had her face disfigured intentionally, so clients would lose interest in her. Maha was the only one among the girls who was still a virgin, and when she discovered that she would be the next victim of abuse, she wanted to damage her face to avoid it. However, Lu arrived at the place looking for another companion and sensed her distress. As Maha possessed Mana, Lu chose her instead and paid a large sum of money for her. Maha knew that Lu was just trying to save her from abuse, so she left him with a warning. Although Lu gave the abuser a hard time and forced him to work for him, Maha didn't want to be involved in such a situation and tried to escape. When another man caught her and attempted to abuse her, Lu appeared and defeated both men. After handing the criminals over to the authorities, the girls could finally live in peace. Even the girl who had her face disfigured joined them, and Maha posed as Lu's sister. They formed a close bond and even slept together for comfort. On one occasion, Lu's Titan woke up, and upon seeing him in that state, Maha wanted to take care of him. Despite this minor setback, Lu's mission was to become an important person in the city of Multio to further his goals. He decided to open a cosmetic store that not only repaired and protected the skin but also allowed makeup to be applied on top. After 6 months, Lu's store had established itself in the city, and he hired Maka's friends to work there, intensifying the competition. The competition, aware of Lu's success, sent spies to discover his production secret. However, the girls had become skilled assassins and mercilessly tortured any intruders for information. Additionally, Lu and Maha would leave the city once a month to visit a sacred place and develop new spells together. Their relationship grew, and they had good chemistry. By the time 2 years had passed in Molding City, Lu had achieved his goals and gained invitations to important events. As his 2-year mission was coming to an end, Lu had to return to Tuara. He entrusted Maha with the responsibility of managing everything and expanding the business to other cities. He also knew that Maha desired to recover her father's company, and he supported her intentions. Maha, grateful for everything Lu had done for them, gave him a present and expressed her heartfelt thanks. On the day Lu was to return to his land, Maha was saddened by his departure but promised to visit him in the near future. Upon arriving in Raid, the peasants welcomed Lu warmly. His loving mother couldn't stop hugging him and taking in the scent of her beloved son. When he finally had a chance to talk to his father, he was impressed by Lu's successful business and the extensive network of information he had created. However, Lu's father revealed that there was another reason he was sent to Multio, to give him the option to choose between continuing as a Tuara or becoming an assassin. He explained that the Tuara were assassins who eliminated evil to protect the kingdom. But if their killings were discovered, the kingdom would disavow them. Becoming a Tuara carried great risks, but Lu's father left the decision to him. Lu made the decision to remain a Tuara because he wanted to protect the kingdom and the people he had met. However, he also had another motive for his choice, his love for Vicorn Day, the daughter of an earl. Lu's father was pleased to hear about his son's foolish side and accepted him as an official member of the Tuara. His first mission as an assassin was to eliminate a man who had caused suffering by trafficking drugs. As the target was in Multio, Lu was reunited with Maha. They easily infiltrated the target's mansion and successfully carried out the assassination. Days later, while Lu was training magic on a deserted island, Maha informed him about a divine treasure she had found and the identity of its bearer. However, she also delivered some bad news. A neighboring kingdom was in the midst of a civil war, and Daya's family had joined the kingdom to fight against the rebels. Lu discovered that the spear carrier, a person with great power, was fighting on the side of the rebels. Learning this, Lu became worried and warned Daya that the spear carrier might be the hero, a legendary figure who would lead the rebels to victory. Lu suggested that Daya use her power of courage to help her family escape to a safe kingdom, but she firmly refused. Daya wanted to protect their lands and her people, and she was determined to stay and fight. Although Lu was concerned, he respected her decision. Before parting ways, they spent a day together, enjoying each other's company, and even visited the hot springs. They discussed the type of relationship they wanted, and Daya convinced Lu that she would stay and fight for her people. Lu promised to help her if needed. As they said their goodbyes, Daya prepared herself for war, knowing that she might never see Lu again. Lu's father entrusts him with a mission to end Reborn, who is involved in a civil war in a neighboring kingdom. The rebels have taken over the kingdom, and Daya's father had to give up his fortune. The nobles who now control the kingdom want Daya because of her beauty and power, but Daya's vassals refuse to hand her over. While discussing the situation, a fight breaks out between Daya, the Bicornios, and the kingdom's forces. Lu realizes that Daya and the Bicornios are outnumbered and will likely lose the battle. In order to prevent Daya from falling into the hands of the corrupt nobles, they request that Lu and his father fake Daya's murder to help her escape. Lu accepts the mission, even though it involves him getting involved in another kingdom as a nobleman, which could potentially lead to a war. Lu's father reveals that he made a similar decision in the past to protect his wife, who is descended from Bicorns. This means that Lu and Daya are cousins and both descend from the northern region. Lu's father assists him in reaching the battlefield by conserving his mana. Once on the battlefield, Lu realizes the overwhelming difference in numbers, with fewer than 200 soldiers on the Bicorn side against 15 enemies, including magicians. Lu starts by eliminating the magicians and then joins the fight alongside the Bicorn soldiers. Afterward, he reunites with Daya, and both express their happiness at seeing each other again. Together, they plan to fake Daya's suicide and have her retire with her soldiers. To make the plan seem real, they use a corpse that Lu had brought, and Daya screams that she does not want to live anymore. However, when they put the plan into action, Lu senses a great danger. The guy with the spear, presumably an enemy, launches an attack that results in the loss of many soldiers. After being unable to defend himself against the attacker's powerful spear, Lu witnesses the spear's return to its bearer, confirming that the attacker possesses extraordinary abilities. Lu's father, recognizing the danger, asks Lu to take Daya and escape, as the attacker was responsible for ending the civil war. However, the attacker challenges Lu to a duel, promising to withdraw his troops if he wins. Lu realizes that he cannot defeat the attacker in a fair duel and decides to employ his last resort. Lu reveals to Daya that he is not a knight or a hero, but a murderer. As the fight begins, Lu's weapon, which turns out to be a bomb, falls on the attacker, killing him. Though Lu survives the blast thanks to his magic, he wakes up to find Daya relieved and surprised that he risked his life to save her. Lu reminds her of the promise he made long ago to come for her when she needed him, and they share a kiss. Daya goes to live with the two raid, where she can have a new life filled with light. Daya's father retires to a safe place with the remaining soldiers. The girls in Multio continue to grow their company, and the story ends with Lu's father informing him that the true hero has just appeared in a nearby city, revealing that the attacker with the spear was not the hero they were expecting, but someone else. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more anime videos.